So far, we have been talking about how games make us happy. Let's talk about these examples, which are useful for society and the individual, with the theme that game that changed the world.
There is a game called Chore. It was introduced as a cover of Time magazine. This is a game that makes you do a chore work first. Chore work is housework such as bathing dogs, washing clothes, etc. have been renamed to game element. The dog bath has been changed as a work rescuing a princess of a dog kingdom who suffers from hair and tear. And the laundry has been changed to a magic that makes clean clothes. The company put several game elements in the game. For example, setting time limit, doing housekeeping secretly for a high score, singing happily while doing chores for getting a higher score.
Most of the people hate the house chore. I do not want my wife to ask me to wash dishes, to do laundry, and throw away garbage. However, by doing this game, the housework changed to funny work. That is, you can feel fear by doing housework.
There is an educational game, Quest to Learn. It was created in 2009, so it was made during President Obama. This game made for digital kids who are good at dealing with computers and smartphones. This game was first applied to schools in area where the lower classes live, mainly in New York City. It is a very poor place where kids do not study and have little college entrance. They put gamification for all courses. This is supported by MacArthur Foundation and the Bill Gates Foundation of Microsoft. The homework became a quest to be done in the game. ABC grades of a subject become the level in the game. And I think it is very important, the specialty exchange center. It makes them help each other. Students who are good at math, good at writing English, or good at music are registered as psychic.
If a student learns from other student, his pride will go down. But it changed that behavior to game-wise behavior. That is, learning secret of superpower from psychic. Through this, a lot of students try to difficult problem that they have not tried at all. They say they are not afraid of failure.
One of the things we get bored may be the flight. When we get on an airplane, you have to sit in your seat and go for a few hours. But there is a game that makes the flight funny. The game is the day in crowd. Let's assume that there are two airplanes. One is going to New York from LA. Another one is going to LA from New York. All people on the plane are the same team. People are fighting with another team in the game. This game uses Wi-Fi and Google applications. The passengers who met first time each other get together and solve the problem. The assignment may be a puzzle, a maze, or a quiz. The motto of this game is enjoy, but do not just get up. You have to sit as a passenger when you play the game.
Through this game, painful time became fun, adventure, and time for self-development. They do not get external reward, but get internal reward by doing something meaningless. It can change the painful time on the flight into fun time. That is, fear.
Game gives happiness by doing really meaningless things. But there are games where real success can be achieved with games. Crowdsourcing brings together the resources that public has for achieving some purpose. Folding at Home is a game using PlayStation 3D graphics environment. A human body has about 100,000 proteins. However, depending on how the 100,000 proteins are combined, the disease may develop and the phenomenon that appear in the body may change. However, the computer takes a lot of computation time to try it out, but it is a very simple thing that the public can do. There is a game that makes it public around the world and many people participated and studied the function of the protein. The results were published in Nature in 2010. Nature is a magazine with great authority. The co-author of the paper were 57,000. A game is a virtual world, but it can have a very good effect on real world. The next best example of this is Wikipedia. Wikipedia was told last time when we talked about people's participating instinct. It is said that the people who participate have accumulated about 100 million hours of work, approximately 10 million people participated, and 306 million documents were created, and a huge encyclopedia was created.
In the same case, SETI at Home is a work that may analyze space signal. There are a lot of signals coming from outer space through radio telescope, and scientists cannot analyze all the signals. However, it is said that those who participate in the game were able to achieve considerable result by dividing them.
Not all crowdsourcing is successful because of tragedy of the commons. If you leave a farm cultivated together in a village, the farm will not productive because the benefit is not for each individual. In order to make a crowdsourcing game successful, the game should have the following features. It must be able to make people curious, inquisitive, and cooperative. In good game, when I do something, it definitely brings something back. We talked about it when we explained Warcraft. As we saw in a protein folding game should be good for the community. Such a game will lead a new economy, a sharing economy. As I said before, internal compensation does not require real asset. Even though you do not get any external compensation when you play a game, you get a positive feelings.
Nowadays, people talk about fourth industrial revolution. Technical change is important in the fourth industrial revolution, but in fact, something more important are people's attitude toward others, flow of emotion, and so on. Such a new world will come through by these who play the game very much.
There is a book called Outliers. The theme of this book is that if you spend 10,000 hours in a work, you become somebody in the work. For example, Bill Gates did. At the time the computer is released, Bill Gates just spent 10,000 hours doing software development earlier than anyone else. The same is true of the Beatles. The Beatles were the most famous band in the rock music. When the Beatles was unknown, They worked more than 10,000 hours in the city of Hamburg, Germany. They came back to England and they became historic rock band. It is because they played 10,000 hours. Gamers are accumulating 10,000 hours by the age of 20. Then you get abilities such as shared concentration, synchronized engagement, mutual regard, and collective commitment. 20 years ago, people said IQ and EQ were important. They refer to your intellectual ability and the emotional ability, respectively. Now, PQ is important. Here, P is ping. Ping refers to things that are sent to and from your computer. This ability to exchange with the computer is a social resource.
Even though you spend much time on game, you do not have to say, "I'm ruined my life." With this game, you come to have a very important ability that you do not even know about yourself. So this ability can be great ability in the future world. Future world will become more and more complicated as computer game. So you should think about game positively and constructively.